For joining us. So today we're going to be talking about the Ricoh print drivers, going through and looking at a basic print job. We're also going to look at the driver as an overview to give you a real quick look and feel of how that is, and talk about the differences between application print driver and the actual device print driver. So let's get into it. I already have a document opened up, and this is a PDF document that I am viewing through Microsoft Edge. I'm not looking at it through a PDF viewer. It's just the Microsoft Edge viewer for PDF documents. And a couple different ways you can get into the printing functionality. One real quick way that I like to do it is Control P. That's your shortcut keys. Or you can also go to the print button or icon that presents right here. Different applications, again, show differently. When that comes up, the first thing you'll have to choose is your print driver. How do you want to print? What do you want to print to? So today I'm going to be using the demo printer, what we've called the demo printer. And in the application, you have all these settings here that you can choose from. You can input the number of copies. You can do your layout, either portrait or landscape. You can be fancy if you like and choose, hey, I only want to print my odd pages or my even pages. Or you can say, hey, I want to print page 1, 2, 7, 15, 32, 68, and just print specific pages. Alternatively, you can also make your color selection by default if you want to print in color, or do you want to print in black and white. You can also determine if you want to print one-sided or single-sided. Obviously, if you're printing two-sided, you'll need to let the device know what orientation you're printing in. Again, the settings I'm currently in are all driven by the application itself. Now, when I go into printing, I prefer to print from the print driver itself and make my choices there because the driver itself is specifically created by the manufacturer for the printer. So to get there, again, I'm in Microsoft Edge. I would have to click on this icon down here for print using System Dialog. When I do that, it opens up in this nice Microsoft Edge print option, in which, again, I have to choose my printer. In this instance, I'm going to be sending to the demo printer. And again, I have some options down here, but I want to get into my print driver, so I click on More Settings. Now, once I'm in the print driver, which now I am actually in the Ricoh print driver for the device, just a real quick high-level overview. You have your tabs going across the top. The first tab is your one-click presets. So when you have complex print jobs that you do on a regular basis, you can actually program these into the print driver so that you don't have to remember what all the settings are. Get a register an icon here, and that will save it so that all you have to do is simply click on that icon and it loads the driver with all of your preset settings. Then you have your detailed settings, which gets into the more advanced features and functionality of the print jobs and what you can do. And then you have a configuration about tab, which gives you a little bit of modification as to how the print driver presents to you. Again, on the one-click presets tab in the left-hand side of the screen, you'll get a representation of what your print job will look like. You see the colored ribbon going across the top of the page here, lets you know that you're going to be printing in color. You have, it looks like the document's being flipped over, so it's letting you know you're printing two-sided. And then, of course, you have your additional settings down here as to how you want to print. So that's a real quick overview of the print driver itself. Now we're going to continue on with how to do a basic print job. So here in this section here, you have your job type. By default, we're going to be set to normal print. Now we do have some clients out there, they have customized print drivers, and we do what's called a hold print. And what a hold print does is in your larger user environments where you have multiple users printing to one device, to avoid confusion at the printer or at the device in jobs getting mixed up or jobs never getting picked up and just left behind, we enable a feature called hold print by default. And this actually helps reduce on the amount of waste in an office. So what happens when you're using hold print is the job is sent down to the device, and you give it some detailed information, user ID, as well as a file name if you want to give it a document. So when you get to the device, you'll be able to recognize the job. and the job gets sent down and it just holds the jobs. Now, typically we will set the device up so that if a job is not released within 3 days, it's automatically deleted. And that helps cut down on waste, because we have found where a lot of instances where users will send a print job and they click print, just be clicking print. They never actually go pick it up. Well, that's wasted paper, wasted resources. So if they don't go retrieve the job within 3 days, again, the device will just automatically delete it. Release your job, you simply walk up to the device, you'll go into your quick print icon, and it'll list all the users that have jobs stored, and then you would select your username, and then it would list all of your print jobs that are stored in the device waiting to be released. Select the jobs you want to release and press OK. It will then release all of those print jobs at that point in time. Once they've printed, then they will be purged out of the system and free up resources there. You also have down here under job types, you have what's called sample print. Sample print gives for complex jobs. You might be doing a job that's duplexed, some reduction enlargement done in it. It's going to be stapling, maybe have some special folds and stuff like that. A very complex print job, and you want 50 sets of it. Well, instead of sending that job down just to run it to find out that it's wrong and then having to try to cancel the job while it's in the middle of running, sample print gives you that ability. It sends the job down to the device. It will print out one complete set, and then the device will pop up a display. Is this correct? Yes or no. If the job came out as expected, the way you wanted it to, then you would simply click yes, and it will proceed to print the remaining quantity that you had selected. If you say no, then it will purge the job and allow you to go back to your desk and figure out, okay, hey, this is what I need to make changes to or make edits to make it come out the way you expect it to. Locked print is just that. In this setting, you would again go into your details tab here, and that's where you will give it a password. This password protects the document so that nobody can print the job without inputting the password at the device. They would have to know the password in order to release it. Then you have a hold print, which we've already gone over that one. You have stored print, which will store it at the device. You have store and print, which will store it at the device and print it out. Stored print allows you to retrieve it at a later date so you can reprint it later on. And then you have document server, which releases the job into the document server so that you can access it via the document server. Again, today we're just going over normal print. So to do a normal print job, we'll select normal. We have to decide if we want it to be in black and white or color. In this instance, I'm going to do black and white. And then we also want to know if we're doing one-sided or two-sided. For basic print job, I might not be doing two-sided. I might just want it to be one-sided. So then I will go into my detailed settings under edit, and then there's my two-sided option right there. I would turn that off. Can go back, and now up here on the left-hand side, you see my document is represented in black and white. It doesn't have the little curl up on it where it's being flipped over, so it's going to be one-sided, and it's printing 8.5 by 11. So I would input my quantity. If I wanted 10, input 10, select OK, and then I can click print in my application, and then the job will be on its way. And that is basic printing, as well as an overview of the print driver. Thank you.